Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live with another quote-unquote weapons optimization review. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my personal light machine guns in Call of Duty in general, and that is the M60. Unlocked at level 72 in Modern Warfare 3, it does boast the same overall stats as in previous iterations. It does have 100 round ammo capacity, 150 you slap on extended mags, but it does have one of the slowest rate of fires out of any weapon in the game aside from pump actions, single shot sniper rifles, and the MK14, and it comes in at 600 rounds per minute. This is offset by the fact that this is also one of the highest damaging weapons in the entire game at 50 damage up close, 35 at a distance. So what this means, you're going to be killing in 2 shots up close, 3 at a distance. If you manage to get a headshot in there, knock 1 bullet off of that total. Now the range is fairly average. It starts off at 18.75 meters and then it go ahead and drops off at 37.5. So it is one of the longest reaching quote-unquote guns in the game, aside from the infinite range upgrade that most of the other light machine guns got. Now the reload time is the highest in the game, of course, at a little bit over 9 seconds, at 9.3 seconds if you're going to be reloading the entire chamber. If you're only going to be adding to it, it's going to come down to 6.8, and that's a huge difference. And the tip that I would give anybody out there that's going to use this kind of light machine gun is make sure whenever there's 1 or 2 bullets in the chamber, just start reloading. Save yourself the hassle of those extra 3 seconds. So as for the intangibles, this weapon does kick like a mule. The recoil is all over the place, but still fairly controllable. Coupled with the fact that the iron sights aren't that precise, it does make for an interesting experience. But once you get used to it, burst fire all day, every day, and once you get the hang of the recoil and where the bullets go, you find that this weapon is fairly enjoyable. So let's go ahead and move on to the classes that I found useful overall. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is just a straight anti-air class. What you're going to be using is the sight of your choice, either ACOG, red dot sight, or holographic, and just go ahead and just slap on kick along with it. More on that later. For the secondary, I normally don't talk about secondaries, but this is going to be an obvious choice, and you're going to be wanting to use a stinger. For the first perk, it's going to be Blind Eye Pro, obviously. For the second one, you're going to want to use Hardline, and for the third perk, you're going to want to use Stalker. Now, the reason I say use kick, other than 2 times attachment or anything like that, because when you're going to be bringing down helicopters or anything at a distance in the air, you do not want your bullets to stray. Since you're not going to be using scavenger, you want to be able to hold on to as much ammo as possible. And with Blind Eye Pro, you bring down helicopters like that. It's very easy to bring down a Pavlo, a helicopter, anything of that nature very, very quickly. Hardline, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be bringing down a lot of air support, a lot of UAVs, counter UAVs, choppers, stuff like that, etc., etc. So Hardline just helps you get your own kill streaks up that much quicker. And for the third perk, Stalker is going to be an obvious choice. I mean, you're not going to be doing any kind of running and gunning, and all the other third perks really don't make sense for this gun. Marksman a little bit, so you could be able to spot enemies at a distance, but really this is just an anti-air class, so you're not really going to be shooting at enemies the majority of the time. Unfortunately, I do not have any kind of video footage for that, because for some reason this game doesn't want to save my gameplay all that often. I finally figured out how to get around that a little bit, but if you look at my theater right now, this is the last game I played, was like April 22nd or something. It's just pretty god-awful. What you're seeing is actually the second class that I found very, very enjoyable, and that's using a 2 times attachment, using a thermal and a kick. For the first perk, you're going to be using, actually you're going to be using thermal and rapid fire. You know, you can't really use 2 proficiencies at once. So you're going to be using thermal and rapid fire. For the first perk, you're going to be using scavenger for obvious reasons. You're going to be going through ammo fairly quickly. For the second perk, you could either use Hardline again or if you finally manage to get over the disorientation of using quick draw and a thermal, it's very effective. I recommend quick draw over hardline, but if you can't for some reason get past the whole just getting off balance by zooming in that quick on a thermal, use hardline. And for the third perk, you're going to be wanting using steady aim. Rapid fire on this machine is pretty, it makes I think the rounds per minute, and I think it bumps it up to around 900, which is pretty spectacular, especially when you're going to be killing in 2 shots up close. Steady aim just helps to group those bullets together. And make sure the bullets hit on target. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. Other than that, I'm going to get on out of here, and I'll see you guys next week.